Hey, what's your name and what did you play this Saturday?
Hi, my name is Benjamin, and I play pure Tri-Brigade this Saturday. No doubt about it, it's a best deck of the format. It's really resourceful. It's a lot of recycling and really strong interruptions in your opponent's turn.
You won this beautiful Stratos map that you've been waiting for, huh? Since the remote duel started?
I've been wanting this playmat since the remote duel started. Stratos, one of my favorite monsters. Heroes, one of my favorite decks. Probably my second deck that I started out with. And just been so happy that I got this beautiful playmat.
And you came a long way. You started with Ritual Beasts.
Yeah, I started playing Duel Links when I first started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! In general, and people really recommended to play Ritual Beast. So I decided to get that. Then I hopped over to TCG, and that was my first deck, Ritual Beast. Not gonna lie, kind of bad.
So let's get into the profile.
So the main engine, the Tri-Brigades, 3 Fractal, 3 Kit, 3 Nerval, finally got them Superers, and 3 Keras, and that's all you really need. You don't play any other beasts because they're sometimes cloggy. You can reliably get your engine going. So a lot of people play Rescue Cat, and when they summon that out and it gets Baylor or it gets hashed, then you're just done.
Mm-hmm. And this is just pure, and that's all your monsters.
Yeah.
And they all have the same effect, right?
They all have the same effect to banish a Beast Warrior or Wing Beast monsters from your graveyard to special summon a Beast Warrior or Wing Beast Link monster from the extra deck up to the materials that you used.
And now after the hand traps.
And to the hand traps, I just play typical 3 Ash, 3 Nibiru, Gamma package.
Anything unreliable?
I'd say the Gamma right now didn't this Saturday didn't help us much, but it is really useful because since you don't normal summon for the effects a lot, you mostly use the Tri-Brigade Keras to discard and dump all your beasts. They ash sometimes, so you just Gamma them and then you get a free synchro.
Mm-hmm.
And Nibiru also, it's really good right now. Because you see a lot of prank kits, you see a lot of Tri-Brigade, they do summon the Appaloosa, but they sometimes summon it after 5 summons. I see also a lot of Salamangreat players here, I see a lot of Dragonlink players, so it's really useful right now.
Mm-hmm.
Now for the spells, I'm playing Triple Tenki.
Your best card?
Really should be limited, I don't know why it's here. It should have been this instead of Dryden. I don't know why they banned Dryden. Bring that back. 3 Desires. Tech card that not people don't know about or don't really want to play. Blizzard. Blizzard really important with this deck because you see a lot of spells that people use that want to counter you. So Call by the Grave to get rid of your Fractal on the next turn, or they want to get rid of the Ash on your turn. I see a lot of Mystic Mine, and they sometimes play the Prohibition or the Field Bearer. You can't do anything about it, and you don't want to give up your battle phase with Evenly Match. So I just play Blizzard to basically negate the Mystic Mine and just go off on their combos.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, same with Prankits, their fusion spell. They want a fusion on your turn, use Blizzard, and they can't do anything about it. Then I'm just playing Call by the Grave and Harpies Feather Dusted.
Mm-hmm.
It's just reliable. You don't want to get ashed, and you just want to get rid of all those spells.
No. Can you go second with this deck? Is that why you played Harpies? Or is it a little difficult?
It's a little difficult to go second, but it can go because instead of just going through your Revolt place and Appaloosa, you summon Shurek instead of Appaloosa, and instead of the double Dragon Lord, you can summon something out like a Tri-Brigade Rugo or Doom Eagle. Mm-hmm. Doom Eagle is really good right now because you shuffle all the Sky Strikers. Then we go for the traps. I go for triple Revolt. Amazing card, really busted. Summon out your all your Beast Warriors or Wing Beast monster from graveyard or banish, and summon Shurek, that beast of a monster. Well, I say Wing Beast then. Then you get a free banish.
You get your summon and you get to plus off of it on top of that.
Yeah, because if you summon out your Tri-Brigade Nervals or your Tri-Brigade Kid, you not only get their effects, but also get to chain block your Shurek if you want to. Then for generics, I'm playing 2 Infinite Impermanence, triple Solemn Strike, and 1 Imperial Order. Imperial Order is really good because you're not relying too much on your spells. That's mostly just to counter the opponent, but if they're playing a spell heavy deck like Prank Kids or Sky Strikers, this is just an automatic win.
Mm-hmm. You don't rely on your spells. It's just kind of like the setup turn 1 with your Tenki, right?
Yeah, it's mostly Tenki is just there to search. You don't need it to beat over stuff. Sometimes you can, and it does matter, but it's so situational.
Mm-hmm.
Then for the extra deck, I play the link ones of Salaman Great Almirage. If you don't have a play with Keras, you have Kid in hand, just summon it and go into Almirage and get their effects. Link Reeval, because sometimes you use your Almirage and you get a Nervo in hand, you just get Link Reeval, summon it with Tri-Brigade Nervo, then search Keras. Then we go up to the link 2s of Double Dragon Lords. Tri-Brigade Fairy Jit, the Baron Blossom, and 2 Tri-Brigade Bear Broom, the Rampager. Double Dragon Lords is really important on your turn 1 plays because cards like decks like Prank Kids, Sky Striker, and sometimes Salamangreat, they rely on their normal summon to go off their combos. So if you kind of stop that, they're basically the turn ends. Mm-hmm. The Fairy Jit is a combo extender. You just summon out a Wind Beast, Beast or Beast Warrior monster from your hand, and if you have a Tri-Brigade card, you just summon another card. Then Burn Bloom, really important to our combo. Good thing it was out in time. When it is sent to the garbage, you just search a Tri-Brigade Revolt, but you have to put a card to the bottom, and then you're you're locked out of anything other than Tri-Brigade, but you usually go into Appaloosa or Shurek.
Mm-hmm.
Then for the Link 3s, I play double Rugo and Harvester Doomigo. Rugo is good to beat over things, and basically if you don't have a way to go to Appaloosa, you just summon this and have a Tri-Brigade Revolt on your set. So what you can do is flip the Revolt on your opponent's turn, summon the Shurek, and don't have an effect, because you can summon a Beast Warrior or Wing Beast monster from your graveyard or hand during the opponent's turn, and it bounces back to your hand too. You don't often do this, but if you don't have cards in your hand, you can just summon something out on your opponent's turn, and it goes back to your hand, and you have a play for next turn.
What does Eagle do? I saw it in your extra, I didn't know what it does.
Doom Eagle is really good when you're trying to beat over things, but don't have a way to go to Access Code or Shurek. Doom Eagle, if your opponent doesn't have a monster in their graveyard, it gains 2400 attack, and it has the quick effect that you can shuffle a monster in your opponent's graveyard back to their deck. So if your opponent has a pesky raid that you want to get rid of because they're gonna use their effect, you just shuffle it back and just beat over the links, and they don't have a raid anymore.
Okay.
Sometimes Prank Kids, they shuffle back their monsters and their cards back to their deck, and they leave like a one monster on the graveyard. You just shuffle it back and beat over things.
Yeah, the Meow Meow for tribute for cost.
Yeah. And that's it for the Link 3s. Then I go for the Link 4s of Shurek, Topological Ceroboros, Appaloosa Vault the Goddess, and Access Code. Shurek, really important for your plays. Get that Tri-Brigade Revolt. Sometimes you want to summon it on your turn to get rid of a big threat, because this card doesn't target. Many people don't know that. Mm-hmm. It doesn't target, and it just banishes something, not even has to be face up.
How many times did you get asked, "Oh, what are you gonna banish with Shurek?"
I got asked that a lot. People don't know that. People don't read this card. Whenever the people ask me, "Okay, what are you gonna banish?" I literally say, "Okay, don't worry about it." They laugh at me. It's like, "Oh, well, why?" It's like, you got a response? They're like, no, okay, I banished something. Well, why? It doesn't target.
Mm-hmm.
It's so busted, it's so good, that 3 doesn't attack is so big. Topologic Zero Boros. People don't play this. I don't know why. You banish a lot, desires, your Tri-Brigade monsters, everything you banish. This gets beefy quickly and it gets out of control.
Mm-hmm. And Apollosa is just standard.
Apollosa, it's standard. You go first, make Apollosa, make double Dragon Lords, pretty much the turn is done. And access code doesn't need introduction. Access code is access code. But in my opinion, one of the best monsters right now in the game. It gains attack, it destroys things, you cannot counter it. It's so good.
How many pops could you get in one turn with access code? Because I know you play a lot of different attributes.
Depending if I'm going second or if I'm going, or if it's turns on the game already, it's usually around 3 or 4 times maximum. Because I do play pretty much like 4 attributes on my extra deck, and then the one of Omega for the Cypher and Gamma.
Did you summon it at all?
I did not summon this at all. I wish I was playing something like Fire Dormadol. Fire Dormadol is a link 2 that you can just cheat it out with the Tri-Brigades, and you can target one spell or trap that you control and one that your opponent controls, destroy them both.
Is there anything you would change in the main deck at all?
In the main deck, I would probably change out the Solemn Strikes and put in Solemn Judgments, because there were times that the strike wasn't good enough. I had a player play Shadow Invoked, and he just flipped over the Shadow of Schism, and I couldn't do anything about it because he didn't use the effect just then.
Mm-hmm. So off to the side.
Yeah, out of the side deck, I play triple Draw Unlock. Sorry for the ugly gold rare, I didn't have a third regular. I play 2 Alpha the Master of Beast. I play 2 Contact C. Contact C, let me talk about this. Tri-Brigade doesn't rely that much on the other frigs. So Contact C, when your opponent normal summons monster, just use the effect of Contact C, special summon to their field, and they cannot link, fusion, Xyz, or synchro without using this card. So sometimes Shadow Invoke, they're dead because they can reliably summon out fusion monsters because they sometimes start with Alistair the Invoker. The Prankits, other Prankits, their extra deck takes Prankits monsters. They're all locked into that, so they can't do anything. Salamangreat, they can go into Bailick, so they can search out their monsters, their field spell. I'm sorry. It's really good. People don't play this, and I think they should. Alpha, all your monsters are Beast, Beast Warrior, or Wing Beast, so it's really given.
You can banish that, right?
Yeah,
for
I can banish.
Cost?
Yeah, if they beat over this, I can just banish it for cost to special summon a beast from a graveyard, and I can bring it back with Revolt, even though I didn't do it this whole tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Then we go up to the spells. I played 2 Dark Ruler No More, Cosmic Cyclone, and Lightning Storm. Dark Ruler No More, it's given, big boards, you just want to get rid of all of that, and since you don't OTK as much, it's really easy just to break boards with this, with Shurek and Doom-Eagle. Cosmic Cyclone, you're gonna get rid of the opponent's Prankit's fusion spell on their standby phase. They can't activate it unless it's the main phase. Lightning Storm, it's really easy, just destroy their spell traps or monsters if you can. And off to the traps, I played just 2 anti-spell fragments.
Your second and third Imperial Order, huh?
Yeah, it's really good. Sky Strikers, they need those spells even though they can go into your turn because they're quick play. Prankits, they need all those field spells, their continuous spells, their fusion spells. They want to do all that in their turn, just set up on your turn. So you just stop them there, and basically you go off from there on your turn.
And thank you.
Uh,
Any last words? Any shout outs?
I want to shout outs to your boy over here, channel member. I want to shout out to Rennes Comics and
Sports
Card
cards.
Games for holding the tournament. And I want to shout out to all the hero players making the dream come true.
All right, thank you.